Hey guys, MagOwl here. So today's video is gonna be about Super People Battle Royale, and specifically about Nuclear, which is one of the classes you can play throughout the game. If you have watched my first video about Super People, you can notice that all the classes in this game have all different stats, and also they're all different perks, and also the ultimate skills. And for this Nuclear class, I'm just gonna first show you the stats of it. And just keep in mind that this game is currently in alpha phase, so all these stats and the perks are the subjects to change in the future. So first of all, when Nuclear class reaches at max level of 27, all the weapon damage increases by 70%, and movement and parkour speed goes up to 20%, and the max HP goes up to 160. And the next one is about the red perks, which can be increased by using the red super capsules. So the first perk says specific weapon damage goes up to 10%. So in the beginning of the game, you're given with one specialized weapon. So for this game, it's M416 for me. So my M416 damage will go up to 20% in the max level of the first red perk. And then the next two red perks are straightforward. So the second one gives you boost of the hip shot accuracy by 20% in the max level. And the third one is the reusable RPG. You can just use it whenever the cooldown is reset. So it is kind of really helpful for destroying like enemies' vehicles and also whole squad. And moving on to the green perks, which can be increased by using the green super capsules. The first one, it says in specific geo, your damage goes up to 5%. This is kind of confusing because it depends on like every games, just like your specialized weapon. So for this game, if whenever I'm behind like walls, like any obstacles, then I get that bonus damage. And the second perk is all about the boost items. So whenever I use any boost items, then I get 30 temporary HP in the first level. And when you reach the maximum level of the second perk, then I get extra 50% of the movement speed while I'm down by enemy. And the last perk is about weaving. So in like a boxing, you weave your head, like shake your heads to avoid headshots. So at the first level, you will just automatically start weaving during your standing up still and crouching. But you get the different perks at the level 2 and level 3. So level 2 is about incoming damage decreases by 20% when your meds are active. And the third one, at the max level, you will get 20% of decreased damage while you're weaving. And moving on to the blue perks now. So the first perk is allowing you to use the firewall instead of the Molotov. So when you throw a Molotov, it will create a big firewall, which is going to be hide you from enemy sight, and also allowing the enemies not to cross over the firewall. And at the level of 3, the firewall duration will increase up to 100%. The second perk is about indicating where all the fires are coming from in the minimap, so the radius just keeps increasing depending on the level of the perk. And the last one is about the movement speed. So when you're in bare hands, like with no weapons in the hand, you will get extra the movement speed. So it's going to allow you to just swiftly move and possibly avoid all the fires coming from the enemies. And the last one is all about the ultimate skill. So when you play Nuclear class, then you can use the tactical nuke, and you can just like drop a bomb in the specific spot in the minimap. And it even kills the people inside a building, so it actually prevents the campers. Which is really good because this is the reason why you cannot just camp inside a building in Super People, unlike the PUBG. Okay, let's just jump into the actual gameplays now. So, like I said before, my specialized weapon for this game is M416. So I'm trying my best to get all the attachments for the M416. But I remember that I couldn't get the stock for the M416 in the whole game. But it is always better to use my specialized weapon even without any attachments, because if you don't use the specialized weapon, then in the late game you don't actually deal any damage to the enemies, because, well, of course you don't do the bonus damage, but the enemy is gonna have like extra HP depending on which levels they are on. So for example, you're going to have approximately like 160 or 170 HP in the late game. But the funny thing is that you still have the ballistic vest, just like the PUBG, so it prevents like 50% incoming damage. So sometimes even if you empty your mag, it is impossible to kill like a single person. So just keep in mind that the TTK in this game is way longer than the PUBG. So this is why you must use your specialized weapon, because you get the bonus damage. So even if you have like no attachments for the specialized weapon, it is always better than any other weapons with like full attachments. So, and you also have to use your perks as much as possible. Like behind any obstacles, I get like 20% of the bonus damage, and you have to use that to kill enemies faster. But it actually depends on like which character you're using right now, because all the perks are different to every character. So I want to say that like shootings are also important to this game, but it is more important to understand about the character you're currently using. Like understanding about your ultimate skills and all the perks and the passive stats while you're at the like max level. And one thing that I liked the most from this character was that like it allows you to move really swiftly while in the bare hands. So it actually allows you to just like see the enemies in the long sight by moving really swiftly. And it is also really helpful when you have to like move inside the circle. And because you move so swiftly, you can just like avoid all the bullets from the enemies in like a long range. So I like the most of the systems in this game, but one thing I don't like from this game is that even if you're using the same guns and you're using the lower level, then you actually have lower damage. So it is really important to like get all the resources from the lootable items. So if you see bottom left corner, it shows you like what kind of items you can just make out of the resources I have gathered so far. And it is really important to gather all these resources to upgrade your items, like even your ballistic vest. I'm making the higher level of the ballistic vest, and it actually gives you more perks and also more percentage of blocking the enemy's bullets. I mean, reducing the incoming damage by, I think it's 60% when I have the heroic level. So the game actually gets really harder if you don't kill the people and just keep surviving in the late game, because you don't get any like resources to upgrade your items, and also your level is going to be lower than any others. And this one is actually making you so hard to win the game, because what if the enemies have higher rank of the weapons and they have like higher level than you are? The enemy is gonna have like more skills and more perks than you, and the weapons they are using is going to be way stronger than the weapons that you are currently using. So they are actually making the power gap between you and the enemies by having like higher rank of the weapons and higher level. So you just have to be like lucky enough to gather all the resources that are that you need for upgrade your items, or just kill like any other people to gather all the resources at once. So it is actually preventing you from camping, which can be good and bad at the same time, because, well, if you're familiar with this kind of game, then you can be just aggressive enough to just go outside and start people to kill. But what if you're not familiar with like these FPS games and battle royale games? Then the power gaps throughout the game between the ones who are familiar with this kind of game and the ones who are not familiar will keep getting bigger. So this is the reason why I told you in the last video that the ones who are familiar with the PUBG kind of game will just stay on the PUBG, not moving on to like super people, because it's going to be way harder than the PUBG. And I don't actually like the third person point of view in this game too, because I think what the devs wanted for this game was like faster game tempo than the PUBG, but because of this point of view, like third person point of view, you cannot just go out and hang around because someone behind the walls might be watching you. So this is like almost the end of the game. We are facing the last squad, and because they use the smoke ultimate skill, like it is really best time for me to use the nuclear bomb. But I couldn't use it because my teammates were just really close by it. So I just shot them, and this is the end of the game. If you want to watch the spreadsheet that I showed you in the beginning of the game, then you can just click on the link in the description. And if you like the video, please click on the subscribe button, and don't forget to leave comments and click on the like button. So thank you for watching this video, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.